Well, hello everyone, and welcome to another episode with your girl Audrey Codner from ACG Math Tutoring. I'm hoping you guys are having an awesome Sunday. So this is how it goes. I basically look at some of the GED, the ASVAB, the AccuPlacer, the TEAS test, anything that's dealing with algebra. And I break down these concepts here live on the lovely TikTok. And what I do is you guys pick whatever answer that you think it is, and then I go over the solutions. So yes, will this help you pass your GED? It will help, especially with those skill set that you're probably missing. Will it help you with your ASVAB? Yes, because you're going to get more exposure with the math. So now you'll have a good idea how to do it, as well as I break down test taking strategies, which will help you narrow down, and you can do the POE process, the POE, process of elimination. So let's take a look at our next one. What is the value of 3x if x equals -1? Is it A, -31? Is it B, -3, C, 2, or D, 3? All you have to do is just type in your answer into the chat, and then I go over the problem. Simple as that, right? So I have my Heidi Ho, whatever, B. It says, Tamara with B. Okay, I hate Pogs. Where have you been? My goodness, it's been a minute. Okay, saying it's -3. Shed saying -3. It's saying B. Carla saying A. Lake. Lakeisha, there we go. Lakeisha saying -3. Caribbean Queen, how are you? Hello. Corey with the B. Minecraft, it's 2. It's easy. All right. So Vicky B. Oh, you've been in France? Oh, vous français. That's all I got. All right. So trust and believe. A lot of people would probably say it is A because, all I'm doing is replacing the X with a -1. Oh, that means I just have to put the negative in front. No. Okay. When we're doing 3x, that means 3 times x. 3 times the unknown variable. But we know the unknown variable is actually being represented by -1 in this situation. So it's 3 times -1. When a negative times a positive, your answer is always going to be negative. So the answer is -3. See how easy and smooth that was? Okay, same thing for this one. Let's go. So we have Percy is 3 years older than his brother. If Percy is 27, how old in years is his brother? Is it A, 9, B, 24, C, 26, or D, 30? Okay, so Percy is 3 years older than his brother. If Percy is 27, how old in years is his brother? A, B, C, or D? Let's see. Hey, Candy, how are you? Hello, Janice. Lovely to see you again. Egg is saying B. Randy B. Ryan B. It's B. Some sweet cancer saying B. I never thought I would ever say that about cancer. Here we are. We got B's. Oh, we got a couple D's with the I had pugs. Okay, Dirt Guy saying B. Okay, Ravs B. C-O-B. Okay. All right. Good. How are you? I'm doing all right. B, nailed it. Let's see. The answer is if he is 27 and he's 3 years older than his brother. So why not take this 27 and minus the 3? Okay. So then 7 minus 3, that gives me 4. Bring down my 2. So it is going to be B at 24. Okay. All right. Just woke up. Okay. I got you. All right. I can't. All right. Okay. So this is like entry level. Yeah, I have a few people that can't as well. So that's why I come here on TikTok. Okay. That's why I come here to break a lot of these concepts down. So no more embarrassment. Okay, this is a safe place. You put your answers, we'll move on. All right. So this is like, I want to say like pre-algebra right now. So 18, we got Gary is planting trees in the park. He wants to plant at least 5 trees for every 2 picnic tables. If there are 12 picnic tables in the park, what is a possible number of trees Gary can plant? Is it A, 40, B, 25, C, 10, or D, 5? Let's see what we got. So Avery's saying A. Sparse Sleep, saying A. I think I have this thing that's saying B. You're saying none. Candy, you're saying A. Okay, we got 40. Oh, wait, no, 30. Okay, you're going to go D. Okay, we got 40, we got A, we got A. Tom with the D. You want to say A? Okay, so you're saying 30. Bill, hello, Bill, welcome back. With 25, Rebecca saying 60. Amber Young, hello, saying A. I hate pugs, is saying A. Okay, my other person from another is from a 25. Hello, hello, Sleaze. I don't know why you call yourself Sleazeball. Okay, Amber 40. Okay, Lynn 40. Squirrel B came up with 30. Okay, so Cashmere B. Okay, we got our B. Let's take a look. So, if we know we get 5 trees for every 2 picnic tables. So I want to know how many trees for 12 picnic tables. Okay? I can set this up as a proportion because I'm comparing one situation with another, but I have the same variables. So since we're talking about at least 5 trees, that's where the 5 came from, for every 2 picnic tables, that's where the 2 came from. So they want to know how many trees, and you always have to keep it in the same process. If you're going to go trees, picnic table, that means over here should be trees and picnic table. So you can solve this one of 2 ways. The shortest way is I look at the 2 to 12. And I ask myself, through multiplication, 2 times what will give me 12? Well, if I go 2 times 6, that will give me my 12. Whatever I do in the denominator, I must do in the numerator. So if I multiply my 5 times 6, I'm going to get my 30. Right? So now it's like, okay, well, what are the possible solutions? Okay, possible number of trees. I know I got 30, but this bad boy is saying 40, 25, 10, and 5. But if I know I have to get like around 30, it can't be B because that's 2 less. It can't be C or D. So since they have that word possible, which we all know it was probably a typo. So because they have that word possible number, that's why everybody is going to go with the 40, right? So for those that said none, I'm right there with you, okay? But we can't really round on down because then you'll be too short, okay? We want to get at least there are 12 of those. So that's why they would probably round up for that. Okay? I know. At least. Okay? Alright. So let's try. This one. This one I'm going to have to shrink, so you're probably going to go half blind. And I'm going to move it up after I read the first part. So, refer to the circle graph below. The graph shows the results of a survey of the number of bedrooms and homes that were sold in 2012. Which statement is supported by the information in the circle graph? So let me raise this up because this is what we're dealing. Percentage of homes that sold in 2012 with 1, 2, 3, and 4 or more bedrooms. So we're dealing with the different types of bedrooms. So now we have 1 bedroom at 20%, 2 bedrooms at 30%, 3-bedroom homes, 40%. And if it had more than 4 bedrooms or more, it was 10%. Okay. So now the answer choices. The number of 2-bedroom homes sold is twice the number of 1-bedrooms. B, the number of 4 or more bedrooms homes sold were equal to the number of 1-bedroom homes sold. C, more than half the homes sold had either 1 or 2 bedrooms. Or D, more homes were sold with 3 bedrooms than with 4 or more bedrooms. So is it A, B, C, or D? Okay, so I have a couple of C's. Walking, we have D. We have the D's, we have D's, we have A's, we have D's, we have A's. We have Big Al with a D. Sashawn. Sashawn saying D. Welcome back. Sammy Boo, how are you? Is saying D. Carmela is saying D. Spades with D. Okay, Skills with D. Okay, Rick. Okay, Bill with D. That's D. We have C. Angel saying D. All right. So, not sure though? Okay. All right, good. So, Du Bois, Scott, Zach saying D. All right, so let's take a look. So, the number of 2-bedroom homes sold is twice the number of 1-bedroom. All right, well, if I wanted to like double that, that would be 40. But we don't have 40, we have 30. So, A is out. Then, the number of 4 or more bedrooms sold was equal to the number of 1-bedrooms. Well, they're not equal. One's at 10%, one's at 20%. So that's out. Okay, more than half the homes sold had either 1 or 2 bedrooms. Okay, well, 1 and 2 bedrooms, that's not more than half. It's exactly 50%. Okay, so it's exactly 50%. So C is out. And they say more homes were sold with 3 bedrooms than with 4 bedrooms. Well, yes, that's 40, and that's 10%. So that is true. Okay. All right. About graphing exponential transformations. I don't think I did exponential transformations. I'm not sure if I did logs of transformation. I have to look. It's because I've done those transformation stuff is just so long ago. But after I'm done this, I will definitely take a look. Okay? All right. So, if anything, before we go into the next one, I know some people are coming here just like, oh, this is kind of cool. All right, if anything, you can, if you want to look at some of the replays, this is where you can go. If you go here and you type in that, go ahead and just hit that subscribe button. There is a playlist that says TikTok Lives. So you will see all my lives since February the 2nd, all the way up to, I forgot when was the last time I was live. I want to say a couple days ago. All right, but I am going to be a little more consistent now that this is the winter break. So just in case, this is where you can go to get all the replays of the lives. All right, perfect. Okay, teach you the ASVAB. That's what I'm doing. All this stuff is on the ASVAB. Anything that has to deal with algebra, anything that has to deal with a little bit of the basic geometry, especially something like this one, when it comes to the volume, they're all in there. Okay, so now this is asking, what is the volume in cube inches of the cube shown below? So in those cubic inches, what is my answer? Is it A, 4.5? Is it B, 3 and 370 thousandths? Is it D, 2 and 25 hundredths? Or is it D, 1 and 5 tenths? What is my volume? Go ahead and put it in the chat. Let's see what we got. All right, thank you so much for the volume. Okay, no, don't worry. It's going to be easy. It's going to be easy, nice and easy. All right, so we got Candy with a B, Des with a B, Beanie Baby with an A, Bearded Marine, we got a B. All right, we have a Blessed with the A. Oh, they're starting to pour in. Emmanuel with an E, Crystal with a D, Lene with a B. I Hate Pogs with a B, Lizzie with an A. All right, K, Joe with an A, Bobby with a B. All right, Leah with a C, Big Al with a B, Lex with a B. All right, so let's take a look. When we're looking at volume, we want to see how much fills into the cube. So if we take a look, the volume is just basically whatever the measure of your edge cubed. That's all we're doing. So right now we got 1.5. So just in case you guys don't know, you might have to do multiplication by hand. Yes, because I know for the ASVAB and the AccuPlacer and some parts of the GED, you cannot use a calculator. So when we do our multiplication, we got 1.5 times 1.5. So 5 times 5 gives me 25, carry the 2. 5 times 1 is 5 plus 2 gives me 7. Then 1 times 5, that gives me 5. That does not go underneath the first 5, okay? That 1 is in the 10 spot, so it should be underneath the 10th place. Then we have our 1. Once we multiply this, we got our 5. We have our 12, carry the 1, and that's our 2. This has 1 decimal place. This has 1 decimal place. That means our answer needs to be 2 decimal places. So starting all the way at the end, you got your 1, you got your 2. So we have 2.25, okay, to the hundreds. But that's only multiplying that 1.5 twice. We need to do it 3 times. So right away, just by this, I know that D is out. I know that C is out. So it's going to be between A and B. So when we take a look, let's multiply that 1.5 again with that answer. So we know they both end in 5. So this is 5, carry the 2. 5 times 2 is 10 plus 2 is 12, carry the 1. 5 times 2 is 10 plus 1 is 11. Then we got 1 times 5, 1 times 2, and 1 times 2. So this has 2 decimal places. This has 1 decimal place. So that means my answer should be 3 decimal places, right? Right from here, I can look at my answer choice. I could say it's going to be B, but let me double check. So here's the 5 that comes down. 2 and 5, here's my 7. Oh, that's definitely looking like B. Now we got my 2 and 1, that gives me 3. 2 and 1, that gives me 3. And 3 decimal places, we'll put it right there. So my answer is definitely going to be B. So anytime you think of volume, okay, you're going to an exponent of 3. If they're saying area, you're doing a squared area. So that means that's an exponent of 2. All right. So if I stopped here, that means I'm just looking at the squared area. But I want all 3 dimensions. Okay. All right. Okay, not a problem. There it is. There it is. Okay. So we're definitely looking at that volume. All right. I love how my cat's like staring at me. What do you want, cat? You were just asleep not too long ago. Hey, Michael, how are you? Okay. All right. You got it, Aaron. It's no problem. It's so relaxing. Isn't it relaxing when you're not teaching? Well, thank you, everyone. Thank you, thank you. Appreciate all the love. Appreciate that. Thank you. Who did that? Adina, thank you. All right, so Company A offers a yearly cable TV plan for $100 installation with a $35 a month fee. Company B offers a yearly plan for $30 installation with a $41 monthly fee. In which month will Company B's plan cost more than Company A's plan? Is it A, in 10 months, B, 9 months, C, 12 months, or D, 11 months? Thank you. Sorry, you were moments away of just seeing cat butt. No one wants to see that. No one. All right. Okay, yeah, sure. Have them follow me. Not a problem. Okay, multiply that plus that. All right. So we got 9, we got C, Joe's with A, Bill's laughing. I know, right? Hate Pugs is saying C. Okay, all right. Minus A from B. Okay, we got our B, we got that. We got Hams, we have our A. Okay, we got C, we got D. Okay, Hams is breaking it down. If it's B, you're leaving. If it's B, you're leaving. Why are you gonna leave? Okay, Roxy saying B, Arlene saying B. Okay. Is that Jaquetta? Saying D. Math problem. Hate word problems. It's okay. It's okay. Okay. All right. So let's take a look at it. I'm going to break it down as best I can. All right. So we have two companies. So we have Company A, which I'm just going to use A, and we have Company B. So now, like they said for Company A, it was $100 to install plus, okay, $34 for a monthly fee. And I'm going to use X for my monthly. Okay. So now for Company B, they have a yearly plan with $30 installation plus $41 a month. So here's my attack, and I think someone on here did it just the same way that I would do it. I noticed that we have 10 months, 9 months, 12 months, and 11 months. I want to work with this 10 month because it's so much easier to deal with, right? And basically what's happening is you're going to replace the X with that 10. And I'm going to do it with both companies. Because remember, there's a time limit when you're doing all these. So I know when I have this 34 times 10, I'm just basically adding a 0. So now I have 340. So with 340 plus that 100, that's going to give me 440. Okay. Same thing's happening down here. So 41 times 10, that's going to give me 410. All I did was add a 0 at the end of the 1 here. But then I have 410 plus the 30, that also gives me 440. So if I think, okay, if I raise it to 11, something's going to shift. One of the two is going to be bigger than the other because exactly at 10 months, that's when they're even Steven. So, and we all know that if you're starting at $30, okay, you're going to be like, if I were to roughly graph it, if I start at $30, let's say it's like around here, and starting at $100 is way up here, okay? So I know right now the Company A is going to be more. But when I figure out when they're even, what's going to happen is Company B is going to surpass Company A. Okay? Because if I know where they're even Steven, I know it's going to do a little switch swatch for me. And what happens, that's going to happen at 11 months. And if you're not sure, then just plug it in, right? So we have our 100 plus our 34 times 11. So we got our 100. So 34. I know it's sad that I'm like trying to do this right real quick. Okay, so that would be like 374. So with our 374, so that'll give me a 474. All right, so that's for A. If I do B, same thing. I have my 30 plus, and this time it's 41 times 11. So I got my 41 and 41. So that will be 30 plus 451. Adding my 30 will give me my 481. Okay. So if I had the choice of this, I like to start with something that ends with 0 because it's easier for me to substitute and calculate. Once I notice they're exactly the same, hey, I know that A was a lot higher because they had a higher installation fee than for company B. But when it surpasses this even mark, that means B is going to surpass A for 1 month over. Okay. All right. Okay. I'm seeing someone needs help. Needs help with thank you so much for the follows, guys. Yeah, I am not the calculus girl. I'm so sorry. But my friend Robert is. Trying to think what his thing is. I think Robert, the AP math guy. Yeah, he's been really busy. I think I just put it into the chat. So if anyone needs any assistance with calculus, he'll be your guy. If not him, you can always check with Mr. M. Like literally that is his name here on TikTok. So you can also check with Mr. M as well. If you guys are going into nursing and you need help with your doses calculations, make sure you follow a blessed RN. I put that into the chat as well. You're here to pass the ASVAB? Definitely. Okay? Definitely. So here's my thing, because we're about to go on to the next part. And this is the part that screws a lot of people up with A, GED, and the ASVAB. Okay? So let me see if I can make this a little bit bigger. Okay, what is the slope of the line that passes through 0.38 and -2.5? Slope. Now, for those that are taking their GEDs or any kind of high school equivalency, your test is ranged based on questions valuing of 1 to 4 points. Now, a 1-point question will just be like adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing decimals, fractions with common denominators, like basic stuff, okay? Maybe even some percentages. Converting from a percent to a decimal, that's more like a 2-point question. 3-point questions is, you're looking at area, you're looking at circumference, but 4-point questions, slope. If you've ever taken the GED and you skip the slope, anything to deal with equation of line, system of equations, any of those, you're not going to pass because those are the 4-point questions. You need to get those. So like a question like this is a 4-point question on the GED. For people that are taking the ASVAB, if you see slope, that means you're in the high 30s and you're doing really well because you also do a lot with distance formula and also distance, rate, and time. So I'm seeing a lot of people. I'm seeing some D's. Okay, average rate of change. That's exactly what it is, Andrew. Point slope. Point slope is definitely on there as well. Okay. So we got our D's. We got our D's. We got our C's. All right, so let me work it out. When you're trying to find slope, slope is basically your change of your y's over the change of your x's. A lot of us also know it as rise over run. You got to rise out of bed to run to the bathroom. Yeah, this is what's going to happen when you get older. Watch. Okay. So what you're doing is when you look at order pairs, they're just like this, just like a regular alphabet. You have your X values, then you have your Y values. So since we basically read from left to right, this is the first point that I see. So that means this is going to be my first X and my first Y. Then these is going to be my second X coordinate and my Y coordinate for the second point. That's what the little numbers are for. So a lot of people are saying, well, you have to do Y2 minus Y1 over X sub 2 minus X sub 1. So you got to get the Y of your second point minus the Y of your first point over your X of your second point minus your X of your first point. All right, so let's do that. So when we plug it in, we're going to have 5 minus 8. And your second point, the X is a negative 2 minus 3. So now we just have to do our subtraction. 5 minus 8, that will give me, I'm going to put it underneath here because I ran out of room. That will give me a negative 3. And negative 2 minus 3, guys, when they're both negative, think of it as negatives instead of minus signs, because sometimes you guys do minus and negative and you try to put in your calculator like, oh, the answer is 1. No, the 2 and the 3 are both negative. So think of it this way. You owe me $2, and for some sick and twisted reason, you came up to me and asked for $3 more. So that means you owe me $5. So now I have a negative divided by a negative. When the signs are the same with multiplication and division, your answer is always going to be positive. Okay, so my slope is going to be a positive 3/5. So your answer should be C. Now, what I also noticed when I used to be in the classroom, that a lot of people generally mixed up. They'll do very well with the Y's, but then the X's are all kinds of cray-cray. Like they will put the positive 3 here and they'll say, oh, plus 2, and then all of a sudden they get a completely different answer. So instead of doing Y2 minus Y1 over X2 minus X1, since we read naturally from left to right, still have your Y's, why not just do Y1 minus Y2 over X1 minus X2? So then you just want the difference of your Y's. So that's 8 minus 5 over the difference of your X's, which is 3 minus a negative 2. So 8 minus 3, that's a positive 3. 8 minus 5 is positive 3. And when you minus a negative, that turns positive. So 3 plus 2 gives me 5. You get the same answer and no more mix-up. That's just me. Yeah, exactly. Keep the order. That's all it is. Make sure that your Y1s and X1s are matched up with your Y2s and your X2s. That's it. Just make sure they're matched up. All right. Yep. Only in math, 2 negatives can make a positive. Because if you have 2 wrong people in a relationship, that's jail time. So that's police being called and all that kinds of stuff. All right. We all know it. All right, so what is the next number in the pattern? We have 5, 10, 20, and 40. What will be the next number? Is it A, 50, B, 60, C, 80, or D, 100? What do you guys think? Okay, Matthew, 80, Michael, 80, Myrna, 80, Shaston, C, Alexis, C, Marcus, A, Cloudy, A, Ag, C, good. Palmolive, C, good. C, Juice from Florida, yes. C, oh, that would be so nice right now. All right, Pods is saying 80. Okay, Breezy, Barbie saying 60. Sweets saying 60. Okay, we got a whole lot of C's, C's, man saying A, C, me saying A. Okay, is it Naya? Is saying A. All right, let's see. Good. So let's take a look. So if I go from 5 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 40, what's the pattern? Okay, we're all saying it's C. What's the pattern? It's doubled. Yes. Okay, so if I add, it's not so much adding, it's going to be doubling. Yep, we got to multiply by 2. So if I multiply the 5 times 2, it'll give me 10. 10 times 2 will give me 20. 20 times 2 will give me 40. So 40 times 2 will give us 80. Okay. All right, bonus points. Anyone wants to tell me what type of sequence is this? Hey, Lynette. What type of sequence is this? Who? Oh, thank you, Lynette. You're awesome. I know. Bonus question. Ooh, I got someone with arithmetic. Okay, I got someone with linear. Okay. I got GP, Ebenezer. Me, Kitty, is saying geometric. Okay, once that's being doubled. Yes, thank you. Mohammed. Nice. Okay. All right. So here's the key. Ready? It is a geometric. Like, oh, I meant to say that. Okay. If your common ratio, remember that? Okay. If your common ratio is if what's being multiplied. If it looks like it's being divided, that means your common ratio is really a fraction. Okay, so instead of do the division, you're basically looking at its fraction form. So arithmetic is when it's increasing by a certain number, like almost like linear. Okay, so that will give you the common difference, either increasing or decreasing. All right, okay, not too bad. Okay, exponential is if it was being squared. Okay, remember, if the pattern that is happening, it's usually happening in the exponent. Okay, so this is going up, but it's not going exponentially. All right, not a problem. You guys are doing awesome. Okay, so let's try this one. I got 2 more. And then we're just going to bid adieu because I have to get back to work and I'm going to tell you what I'm working on. All right, so which of the statements explain how to find the next number in the following pattern? So the pattern is 33, 30, 27, 24, 21. So which of the statements explain how to find the next number in that pattern? Are you A, adding 3 to 21? Or is it B, multiplying 3 by 21? Or is it C, subtract 3 from 21? Or D, divide 21 by 3? Okay. All right, so I'm seeing some C's. Patel, I see you, man. It's C. I get it, Miss Tony with the C. Slim. How you doing, Slim? Okay. Okay. Is it as this easy? In the beginning, yes. In the beginning, when you get close to your 20s, yes, it is this easy. And then all of a sudden it starts picking up a little bit. But Process elimination, guys. Good. Presley with the A. We got some C's. H-Town with a C. Okay. Is that Mel? All right. Cody with a C. We're going to see Big Al with an A. We got an A is an A. All right. So let's see. I'm seeing some A's and some C's. A's and C's. So let's take a look. What is the pattern? So for me to go from 33 to 30, 30 to 27, 27 to 24, and 24 to 21, I am, yep, left to right. Yep. That's how we read it, from left to right. So we are subtracting 3. So since we're subtracting 3, in order for me to figure out what this next term is, I would have to subtract 3 from the last one for the 21. There you go. So this is your arithmetic. Always spell it wrong. Okay? Because I have a common difference, and my common difference is a -3, a -3. All right. All right. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. That's what I'm saying. And you guys are doing very well with it. I'm hoping that I'm talking to some people that always struggle with math, and you're finally seeing that, hey, if I take my time and I don't have to worry about being the cool kid in the class, like, oh, if I get it wrong, everybody's going to be like, ooh, you're stupid, you're dumb. Well, now you don't have to worry about that little kid anymore. You're not that little kid anymore, okay? So you can do math. You know how I know? Because I used to be that kid. I would just sit still and not say anything because it's easier to be quiet than to be wrong. No one likes that stigma, okay? So Mindy is writing thank you notes. She has a mixed pile of cards that contains 2 yellow cards, 3 blue cards, and 1 white card. She randomly chooses 1 card and writes her note. What's the probability that the card she chose was yellow? Is it A, 2/3, B, 1/2, C, 1/6, or D, 1/3? So I see a whole lot of D's. Okay, we do have a B. Cloudy got my 1/3. Big Al my C. Is that Crimps lady? Okay, Tara reads it all saying D. Golden Girls D. I hate Pogs D. Bonita, I saw that as a D. Malik D. Crystal D. Isn't it A? Okay, well, let's see what we got. All right, Jamie saying C. Denisha saying D. Okay, Mighty saying D. Love saying D. Mo, Do, D. Okay, probably with the A. Let's see. Phoenix Queen, hello, how are you? All right, Man of Man is saying A. Ooh, that's an interesting title. Lots of pressure, right? Lots of pressure. Manha saying D. Thank you, Jamie, for checking in. I greatly appreciate it. Okay. All right. Simple, boring. Hey, but guess what? Now I'm in your algorithm since you messaged me. Hi, bestie Jess. How's it going? All right. So first thing, we have 2 yellow, 3 blue, and 1 white card. So that's a total of 6 cards. When we're doing probability is what you're looking for over the title. The total. There we go. So I'd like to do little eyeballs. So it's what you're looking for over the total possibilities. So we know we have 6 cards total, right? And the probability of her picking a yellow card, there was 2 of them. So 2 out of 6. But 2 out of 6, that can be reduced. Both of them have 2 in common, so 2 divided by 2 will give me 1. And 6 divided by 2 will give me 3. So the probability of her picking a yellow card that she wants to write her thank you note on is D, 1/3. Okay, so that will be D, the 1/3. So I always say it's like what you're looking for, which we're looking for the yellow, over the total amount of cards, which we just had to add the 2, the 1, and the 3. That's where the 6 came from. The yellow was there was 2 yellow cards, and we just had to reduce the fraction. They both have 2 in common. So if I divide this by 2 and divide that by 2, I got my 1/3. All right. Okay, making sense a little bit? You get it now? Awesome. Because anytime they do any kind of probability and they say, what's the probability of you getting blank? You add up the total, that's your denominator, and then what you're looking for. Even if they said, what's the probability of you getting a yellow and blue card? Well, there was 2 yellows, there's 3 blues, so it would be that. Let me use a different color pen. If I want to do yellow and blue cards, that's going to be 5 out of 6. And I don't have to reduce. So that's if I'm looking for the probability of a blue or yellow. Okay? So that's what that probability will be. Okay? It's always what you're looking for over the total. All right. All right. That needs help with advice. It takes a lot of practice. Okay, it has a lot of practice. There are going to be, if anything, because that's what I had to do. Like I had parents. I love my parents dearly, but when it came to math, they were not. You know, and they'll even admit it. My mom will admit it definitely now. So it was just a matter of like back in the day, there wasn't anything called tutoring. I mean, there was, but that was like for rich people. So I just had to sit there and just try to figure out a pattern. And once I figured what that pattern was, took it and ran with it. But if anything, I do have recordings of all my lives. So if you go here and you just type in this, go ahead and take like a screenshot of it. And if you can subscribe, that would be awesome. And what I do is I just take all my TikTok lives and I just put it on one playlist. And you can watch all of them since February 2nd. So I have to take a look. Someone asked me about logarithm and exponential. I don't even remember. I probably did, knowing me. But graphing of them, I did the breakdown of them, but graphing, I have to take a look at. But for the most part, like all of these lives are here. And what I am currently working on is getting some workbooks because I know a lot of you guys have been asking and say, hey, Audrey, can you make a workbook? And I'm like, that's what I've been doing. Like the last couple of times it's been crazy with tutoring, but I'm trying to get these workbooks out so I can get them out just before the first of the year. And so it has answer keys in there, not just, here's the answer. Like there's an opportunity for you to download me doing a video recording of the answers. So it's a lot. It's a lot of things. Are the titled? Yes, they are. Yeah, all of them are. So if anything, I'm working on that. I'm also working on some flashcards because like we said, a lot of us struggle with our multiplication and division, but most of the flashcards that you see are just whole numbers. So mines are integers. I also have multiplication, division, square roots, cubes, cube roots, matching cards. So all of this lovely stuff will be coming out before the first of the week. But if you can't wait, first of the year. But if you can't wait and you need some assistance, I do tutoring. And I know some people are trying to raise their scores on the ASVAB as well as just pass the GED. Just let me know and we can rearrange. But that is definitely a paid advice. All right. Okay, cool. So I am going to skedaddle and I'm going to get back so I can get these workbooks up and running and ready for you. So I can give you another option so you can basically get to learn and like math. You don't have to love it. You just have to learn enough of it to appreciate it and to pass your test. Let's be real. You just want to pass the test. That's fine. Okay. I know. Not a problem. Not a problem. So I did post my schedule. I do have a schedule for my winter break since a lot of my kiddos are on break themselves. But I will continue to come here live, maybe even Christmas. You know, I got nothing else anymore. So anyway, you have to say GED, but you don't know how to get it. What do you mean you don't know how to get it? How to register for the GED or how to pass the GED? Okay. Oh, not a problem. Oh, thank you. Oh, good, Melancholy. I'm so happy that's happening. Yes, please. And follow me here. Please. I keep forgetting to say that. You can follow me here as well. Because I think the more interaction, the more the TikTok would be like, oh, this is something that we should kind of keep track of. Oh, to register for the GED, you just have to go to GED.com or wait, .com or .org. I always keep forgetting the end of it. 1 second. .com. So if you go to GED.com, you can register for your test through there. Let me put it in the chat. Okay, so if you go to GED, that's it. I know. It's all right, Sarah. I know. It's a lot of my lives are starting to get a little bit quicker, at least just like an hour. Because as I said, I'm trying to develop workbooks for a lot of people to really help with all the basic skills. One, it gives you a better pricing option because my tutoring is expensive. Like I'm worth every penny. But if I can give you a good option, but at the same time still be able to achieve your goal, go ahead. Let's go. All right. Not a problem, Benson. Not a problem. Okay. So definitely go in there. You can actually get some sample questions from there, Benson. Okay. Yeah, I try to come here mostly on TikTok. But if you have, remember, GED is 4-point questions. So you want, and I actually I can't say the word, but I can do this. If you go here, sorry, phone call. So if you noticed, there is a couple, if you type in, like once you get into the TikTok lives, you will actually see type of 4-point questions. And I actually did a few lives when I was just focusing on 4-point questions for the GED. I might do that again. That's up to you guys. But for the most part, I try to pull as much as I can on things that you're going to see. So, who called me? God. How hard is the ASVAB? It's up to you. Okay. Please do that. Okay. How hard is the ASVAB? It's going to be up to what kind of math experience you have. I know a lot of us either had to leave school because they had to take care of the younger siblings, or, you know, school just wasn't your thing when you were younger and now you're trying to do better for yourself. But if you didn't get into Algebra 1, it might be a little difficult because it's going to be stuff you haven't seen, or maybe because it's been, I don't know, years since you've seen math. So it may be a little difficult, but to get that 31, you have to know add, subtract, multiply, and divide positive and negative numbers. So those integers, decimals, fractions, percent, all the word problems that deal with distance, rate, and time. And like I said, like slope, finding slope, the equation of the line, how to evaluate equations and functions. If you can get the heart of that, plus the basic area and circumference, you can be decent and you can pass to that 31. But if you're going more so like point slope form, system of equations, what else did he say? System of equations, volume, factoring, that's when you're getting a little bit higher up. But you definitely want to get past that 31 because you don't want to go away to the camp and to build up your skills. It's fun, but it's not fun. Okay, you have intro to statistics. I know. I'm helping someone that's doing it in a month. It's going to be hard, but I can help. But, that's definitely a paid value. I want to ask, how hard is that? Okay. All right. Okay. Yep, it's true. And that's what I'm saying. Like, everyone's expecting God to guide them in the right direction, but guess what? You got to start walking in order for him to guide you. Stop and think about that. So you got to put the work in, not like, oh, let me just go on the TikTok live and then I'm going to leave. All right. Oops. All right. Okay, everyone. So eventually, TikTok just loves playing with me. Yep. Okay, you need help prematurely? Not a problem. Okay. All right, hold on. I gotta do this whole puzzle piece thing. It's all kinds of fun. Okay, so I'm going to, I know, right? TikTok is I'm trying to go, but it's not letting me want to go. All right, so everyone, have a good rest of your day. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to DM me. Just send me a message, even if we're not TikTok friends yet, but you can definitely hit a request. I'm always looking at my requests. But please don't just say hi, because I'm going to delete it. Like, tell me what you need. Okay? All right, have an amazing day, and I will talk with you soon. I will see you guys tomorrow. All right, bye now.